the issue of whether Obama was right on releasing these controversial torture memos. Interesting quotes here that Sam Stein has dug up on Huffington Post. Let me quote you Republican. So this might surprise you a little bit. He said, "We need to look at to make sure exactly what happened is known to the public and deter any future president from doing like behavior if it was wrong. In that regard, if we can do it in a bipartisan fashion, I think that's what we should do. Every American benefits when you control the abuse of power. If this was an abuse of power, then we need to know about it." Hey, look at that, a Republican congressman doing the right thing. Oh, wait, that wasn't about this issue. That was about the Mark Rich pardon and when they were attacking Bill Clinton on it. Oh, funny how things turn around. So in 2000 and 2001, as Clinton's leaving office and Bush is coming into office, when you look back at the record, the Republicans wanted to investigate everything Bill Clinton did. And they weren't worried about, oh, we shouldn't look back, we should look forward. Except for one guy, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. And there's quote after quote after quote. Here, I'll give you Trent Lott. You know, what happened with Clinton is, quote, outrageous. We should at least take a look at what happened and ask ourselves, should we take some action to try to prevent abuses that do occur? So back then, the Republicans want to look back and find out about abuses of executive power. Here is Dan Burton, Republican of Indiana. "Congress has an obligation to find out if this was appropriate. My panel will obtain subpoenas if necessary." Yeah, you get him, Dan. Here's New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani at the time. "It needs to be investigated. I think it is worthy of investigation. The facts cry out for an answer to be given for why it is that this man was pardoned," referring to Mark Rich. "Because the pardon process is an important thing. Until we get the answers to this question, that whole process is put in some jeopardy of being misunderstood by the public." Now, look, it's not just the Republican hypocrisy. Let's keep it real. And at the time, the Democrats were saying, don't look into it, don't look into it. The Republicans are saying, look into it. And all of a sudden, they're flipped now in the reverse situation. And it's the kind of thing that makes people say, hey, you know what, maybe this is all political. But understand the differences here. And I'm about to outline one important difference. Now, when you look at, and what I think is the right answer, when you look at the Mark Rich pardon, I think that is something that should have been investigated. Because Bill Clinton pardoned someone who was, in essence, through his wife, giving him campaign donations, a man who didn't appear to deserve or merit a pardon. Is that an abuse of power? That's a real legitimate question, if you ask me. So if they had said back then, I know because I was around back then, hey, let's not look into this, I would disagree. Oh, let's not look backward. Why? How do you know how if another president can abuse the pardon power if you don't look backward? Now, I am consistent on this issue. Of course, a lot of the Republicans and Democrats are not consistent. Now, there's a second part of this, though, that's really important. And that is the other investigation the Republicans wanted to do. They wanted to do an investigation, and they did, on whether the Clinton guys leaving office quote-unquote, trashed the White House and Air Force One as they were leaving. Now, see, that's a perfect example of something utterly trivial. In fact, they interviewed 78 Bush aides and 72 Clinton aides and spent 9 months investigating this. And in the end, the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, said, no, they didn't trash anything. And when they sent that report, Alberto Gonzales, who at the time was White House counsel, and the Bush administration was outraged that the report whitewashed what happened. So do you see what the difference is? Obama's saying, hey, yeah, maybe they tortured people, but I don't want to look back. I think that's the wrong position, but he's being awfully generous to the Bush administration. Where in the same exact situation, the Bush administration was like, oh, they, left this White House. It was a little messy. And they got a 9-month investigation, and they weren't happy that the results didn't come out the way they wanted. They wanted a bigger investigation and more condemnation. Now, okay, see, when you look at that, you say, all right, now that's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. And that's an investigation that is political and is nonsense.